Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. We're coming into day 21. The start of the recording just missed the beginning of the day there. So as always, hello bird, hello little fountain bird. I've actually what? I just noticed this gap here. That's my money. That's my money. Hang on, but I haven't drained the fountain. Hello? What's happening? I haven't even done anything yet today. Why is this drained? How long has it been drained for? Oh, it's not drained. Hang on. Has it been partially drained because of what I did in the pump room? I don't know how, like a couple of days ago or so. Hang on. When did I have the pump room? So today's day 21. We didn't have it on day 20. We didn't have it on day 19. We had it on day 18. So 3 days ago I had the pump room. That was my second time with the pump room. And I was playing around with it, but I didn't manage to do all that much. It could be from that. Problem is I didn't come out here and check. I mean, I didn't think it had, I didn't think it had done anything. And I think, obviously I thought whatever it has done whatever I've done in there has been reset. So if not, if the pump room and what I did in the pump room is responsible for this, then maybe the changes, maybe I can. Wow, that's a revelation. Maybe what that means is that at least some of the changes that we make in the pump room are permanent? Or are all of them permanent? Because that might explain. One of the things that was driving me nuts about the pump room is that the day 7 is the first day I had the pump room. And basically, when I walked into that room, fountain was full, 12 units were full, reservoir, 14 units were full, aquarium, 6 units were full. The kitchen was empty, it's 3 units. The green room had 4 units that were empty and 1 unit that was full. And then the pool had 1 unit empty and 8 units full. But on day whatever it was, the next time I drafted the pump room, it might have been day 17. The one that was different was that the green room was now 5 full. And I'm going to have to go back and check my footage to see, is that what I did on day 7? And then what I saw, that change that I saw in the green room, I'd been wondering, like, what on earth, why is it different? Does it differ on different days? Well, I just got my money back, that's one thing. But this is huge. This is huge. So maybe it is a little bit easier than I imagined to drain the fountain and the reservoir, because if you can do it bit by bit on different days, and if it stays like that, yeah, then I can just do it steadily. I don't rely on having, because it was going out of my mind trying to think, how can we possibly have the tank capacity to drain them? Wow. I just sort of thought, like, there's a gap here for some reason. Oh my God. So I suppose it sucks that I don't know exactly how long it's been like that. I'm guessing that it's since I played around in the pump room. But I suppose the other possibility is that it could be since I got the tomb a few days ago and discovered the reservoir in the first place. Maybe maybe that sort of, hello birdies, maybe that triggered something. Or maybe it was even putting coins in the fountain. Maybe I wished the money down. Maybe I wished the water down. Huh. Well, I have 3 different theories, I guess. Okay, so, trading post. We've probably got to do this because we haven't had this room before. That said, I was saying at the end of the last episode when we had so many red rooms, it would be nice to get that effect, but that trading post it is. We must do new rooms. We must do new rooms. Ooh. It looks really nice and cozy in here. It's got a dig spot and wallpaper or carpet. Very nice. Various little dynamite, a little too dangerous to pick up? What the freaking hell? What could I possibly do with dynamite? What is the intention of dynamite in this game? And how do I use it if I can't pick it up? We're going to have to blow something up. We're going to have to blow something up in this game. And maybe we have to do it with this room. Maybe we blow this room up, in fact. Ooh, oh, so exciting. That's really interesting. That, we know, that is the symbol of the northern realm, which is Arch Aries. Sorry, I was, in the last episode, I called Fen Aries Arch Aries. No, this is the symbol of Arch Aries. And what I think is that Arch Aries' flag, what I think we learned from the classroom, is yellow. Okay, well, this is going to be fun. Yeah, yellow, that's interesting. That goes off, okay. So maybe this will work a little bit like the dartboard does. Pink, okay, all right. Pink shifts that over there. Okay, and these reset. Okay, so maybe it's we do this. No, reset. I have absolutely no idea. No. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe there's instructions for this somewhere. No. All right, let's sort of work it like the dartboard. Let's see what. All right, so it's definitely that one, then this one. What if we do that and that? Yes, so we want to get yellow on the corners, I think. Okay. And then we do that. Oh, but now this one isn't yellow anymore. Okay. I think we just want to get all 4 of the corners yellow. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, but then if I press this, so it's sort of have I done it? What the hell? I don't even, I barely knew what I was doing. I've been rewarded an allowance token. Your allowance has been permanent allowance, permanently raised by 2 coins. Do not make allowances. And it has a little Roman numeral. So it's got the drafting symbol in the middle that actually looks like an A. And it's got a little 2, which, is maybe because I'm earning 2 coins from this. Oh, permanent money. That was great. It's so nice to discover a puzzle and actually get it immediately rather than, like some of them I'm I'm stuck on them for days and days and days and days and days. Oh, so satisfying. That was just nice. That was just a nice little game. All right. A new shop. I have no items to trade, so I can't even see what's on offer. I don't... Okay. No, right. So I just clicked that just in case I could get behind the counter there. Okay, wow. We've got to remember there's a dig spot here just in case that's useful. And yeah, dynamite. Oh, excuse me. All right, it's dusty in here. I'm getting out. Let's go and start our day in the manse. Let's go and play in the manse. So in the last episode, one of the new rooms that I managed to, whoops, I was looking at my phone and pressing forward. One of the new rooms that I managed to draft was finally the, whoa, oh, my controller's gone a bit funny. Hang on. All right, the joy of Bluetooth. I just had to reset that. We're back on track. We can move. All right, great. Back to the house. Everybody back to the house. Whoa, that's so cool. You know, one of the reasons I realized one of the reasons I didn't notice that about the fountain is because the last couple of days, like in-game days, I haven't been able to make a wish in the fountain. In the last game, in the last day rather, oh, my package has been delivered. You know what? I gotta do it. I want my package. Brass compass and sleeping mask. Okay. And it also comes from Kimberly Thompson at Sinker. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That'll go north more frequently. And help with steps. That is nice. Nothing else new. No other items. All right, great. Not too bad. Let's try going across. Oh, we've already had a permanent addition for today. That's so good. I think I'll do Den for the drafting possibilities and also because of the gem. Let's do that. Great. Useful. No trunk. And let's go this way. And if I get parlor, no, that would have been ideal. But maybe I could do storeroom and we know what we're going to get there. But I might actually do closet just for fun. Key and ivory dye. I'll take it. Thank you. All right, so we've only got 2 possibilities for going up. I wonder what I'll be able to trade in trading post. I wonder actually if I could even trade like the compass already. Huh. I'm actually just noticing that I can't seem to get my little hand cursor there on my allowance. But what I was wondering is, yeah, like maybe something else will increase our permanently increase our allowance at some point. I wonder if I should try with what I have to go back to the trading post while I'm here, right? As useful as these things may be, like to get something else useful, you know, I could trade. I don't actually need that east exit from courtyard. It would be useful to get the possibility for the shovel, but yeah. But it would use my one single gem, and I don't think I'm going to get gems from dig spots. bit tricky, bit tricky. And if I do this, then I'm completely banking on being able to go up north from entrance hall. But then again, that's the same with this as well. Oh, no, I mean, it's not. All right, I'm very indecisive. I'm going to go corridor because that's actually delaying the decision. Let's see what we get here. It's effectively giving us a redraw. Yeah, without a redraw. In that case, keys, gems, or a little bit of both. It's gonna be parlor. It's gonna be parlor because gems is the priority. Okay, no Mount Holly symbol. Ooh. Oh, great magnifying glass. That's sure to be useful. All right, what are we going to get this time? The last one was actually slightly, well, it didn't stump me, but it actually gave me pause. The gems are in a box with a statement. Oh, hang on, this is the, no, it's not exactly the same. It's a variant. So the gems are in a box with a statement. Nothing, which I feel we established means neither true nor false. The gems are in the black box. Well, there's two with statements, so this must be false. Therefore, this must be true. Therefore, the gems are in the black box. Oh, I just realized the error of my ways. My brain. I just made an error. And I immediately realized what my error was. The gems are in a box with a statement. Hang on. I think I've even made a mistake with understanding what my error was. The gems are in the black box. Turns out that one's not true. The gems are in a box with a statement. The gems are in a box with a statement. Which is also probably false. They're probably in here. Does that mean that this one is not neither true nor false? Let me start again. As if I'm coming to this afresh. The gems are in a box with a statement. God, I'm feeling silly right now. I've wasted the opportunity for gems. This has so rarely been an issue. At least I got the magnifying glass. At least we got something. The gems are in a box with a statement. If I assume this is neither true nor false, the gems are in the black box. So I guess you would say one of these is true and one of these is false, and that's that. The gems are in the black box. The gems are in a box with a statement. Wow. All right. No gems for me. Oh well, at least we can go forward, and at least we're one step away, one rank away from the entrance hall. So we've got two possibilities. All right. Well, that would use a gem. That would use a coin. I'm gonna go pantry actually, just so we can definitely go further north. I don't know. This is not going fabulously so far. But before I go up here, I'm going to turn all the way back. Go back to the entrance hall and go north from there in the hope that we can go... I was just checking on the time. In the hope that we can go this way. Okay, I had to paused the game for a little bit before there, so time has... Oh, that's right. Nope, that's the mailroom. We're going this way. So time has marched on a bit. Okay. All right. Well, we don't need to go forward. In fact, going north is not not great. The hallway only... This gives us no possibilities. This gives us no possibilities. Only the archives gives us possibilities, but it means we can't see what we're drafting unless I use a gem. But I think, God, what's more important? Or I could use a redraw. Oh, it's not great. Let's just use a redraw. Let's just use a redraw. All right. Not good, not good. And drawing room is going to use a gem, unless I use a gem to rotate one of these other rooms. So let's just use the gem. It is so. My little ritual, just reminding myself of how I could be having gems every single day I walk into this room, and I don't yet know what I'm doing. What about these other ones? Do they work? Have I ever tried this? No. Oh my God. Oh, my brain. So we could use green room here. That would be fine. Don't have a gem for that anyway. Oh, we can redraw. This would sort of not be the greatest use of a hallway, but we would get a locked trunk, which might have gems in it. But yeah, but it's not the greatest use of a hallway. So I could risk a redraw since it's a free redraw. That was a big risk. So we can't do that. That would be a dead end. Might have an item in it, but it's a dead end. So I'm going to do chapel. I just think... Yeah. Alright, well, look, if it turns out to be a short day... I mean, we haven't had a really short day in a while. That's fine. We've learned about the fountain, which is huge. And we've... You know, we might be able to do some stuff with the trading post. Alright, so dead end. Not quite a dead end, but I can't do it. In that case, if it's going to have to be a dead end anyway, it's going to be the storeroom. Alright, coming through. Give me my stuff. Give me my things. I need everything I can get. Hey, Swimbird, please bless my run today, would you? I think I need it. None of these candles move like they do in the drawing room, do they? Okay. Worth a try. Just in case. What about these ones? I can't even get back there. Alright. Well, I've got magnifying glass, sleeping mask, and compass. Maybe, since we have to go back through the entrance hall anyway, maybe we should go and try the trading post. Why not? Why not? I wonder if yeah. Like, am I going to be able to trade a sort of a like-for-like item? You know, like, will I get kind of the same pool of items that I regularly see in the commissary, for example? Or, and actually, am I even going to be able to, here's the other question, am I even going to be able to pick the items? Or is it going to be I have to offer something and then I don't know what I'm going to get from it? I have so many questions. So, I reckon compass is going to be the least useful to me today. But I would get a sledgehammer for that. What if I do this? Oh, okay, so it does tell me what the trades are. Oh, okay. Well, I think sledgehammer. Cool. What if I want to slot... Ooh, so I can just keep trading. I can just keep trading. So what if I were to... How many times can I trade? Endless times? What if I get the coin purse? It gives me a salt shaker. So all of them are salt shakers. Let's just... What if I want to trade Oh, I get a dice. I mean, that's good. All right, we're done. Okay, so it gives us a few. You know what? This day isn't going very well. Let's just play around. Trade. I can trade that for a dice. Okay, once we get the salt shaker, a salt shaker is probably always traded for a die, and then that's it. Okay, well, I'm going to keep my magnifying glass just in case. There was nothing to look at here with the magnifying glass, was there? Okay, cool. Well, I've got 2 redraws from that, so that's fine. I've got tons of steps for the time being, and I'm probably not going very far, so I'm okay with that. We've learned some more about the trading post. I mean, I would like to learn more if I can, but yeah, that's helpful. So 1 gem, 2 keys, and 2 dice. That's okay. It's okay. What does it say? An outpost established on the outskirts of Mount Holly in the era before the New Realms. Wow. This station allowed the frontiersmen and trappers of these mountains to trade goods and services with the estate, the locals, and one another. Before the New Realms. Interesting. I wonder if that's why it has a kind of an Arch Aries game in it. Interesting. Okay, so we're going up to the pantry. Up to the pantry. And I've lost my... I don't have a sledgehammer. Okay. I don't have much. And I don't have these 2 gems because I screwed that one up. Man, my parlor downfall. Okay. We could simply accept that this is a short day and take the servants' quarters, because I have never had that. I think we're gonna do that. I won't be able to use any of this stuff, but the knowledge that we get from this room is going to be worth it. I think, we could feel that the day wasn't going great. So this must be Hartley's room, right? I think that this looks like the room that was in the back of the photo in the dark room. I think we could kind of see this scene, like the bed and the suitcase here. Aha, and here is the green memo. So it said the green memos in Hartley's room are lies. There are 12 major keys. I guess there are not 12 major keys, but it doesn't tell me how many there are. Also, that's dangerous, putting the iron on that. Okay. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 key hooks here. So maybe, to be honest, maybe what we can take from this is that there are 10 major keys. If there are 10 major keys, how many have we found? And what counts as a major key? Like, does a silver key count as a major key? Or is it only like secret garden key? What else have we had? Secret garden key, basement key, something else that's not coming to mind. Yeah. All right. So what's the deal with this? I know that, like the idea is that from these are just all of the bedrooms. Right. These are the bedrooms. Okay. So the idea is, people would call the servant with these bells. But we don't seem to be able to do anything with them. So maybe it's just letting you know these are the bedrooms. But that's cool. I know that now. All right. Hartley. Oh, I'm so interested to know more about the staff. Hartley, I know we spoke often of this day, and I don't think there's anything I can say of the past 40 years that I haven't already attempted to tell you in numerous times in the past. Half-stated gratitude always interrupted with tactful and polite repudiations from you. You know what? Who is writing this? Herbert. Okay, got it. I had always known this final letter could give me the perfect opportunity to finally express myself uninterrupted by you and unfettered by social graces. This is, this is definitely a letter of gratitude, but it's edging towards a romantic letter, I've got to say. But I don't feel the inclination to say aloud what has always been unsaid between us. It is like a romantic letter. They've been together for 40 years. I don't think there's anything I can say of the past 40 years that I haven't already attempted to tell you. To finally express myself uninterrupted to you and unfettered by social graces. And it's always been unsaid. This is a romantic letter. With my passing, I release you from your post and service to the Sinclair family and implore you to live the remainder of your years on your own terms, as scary and unfamiliar as a concept as that may be to you. Besides, I think a more junior valet would be better suited to meet the needs of young Master Simon. To that end, if you wish, you may stay on long enough to oversee the training and establishment of your successor in their post, but as soon as he or she has the lay of the land, my instructions for you to quit must be satisfied. All right, so he's not giving him a choice. This is surely Herbert Steele. Herbert lived a life with unspoken love with Hartley. Ignoring what I imagine your objections might be after reading this, I have decided to leave the lake house in Trinsdale to you and your family. He has a family, but of course that's not, that's just nothing. It's what you would do. That's social graces. It sounds like Herbert hasn't married or had children because he's rich enough to be eccentric, My lawyers have all the details of the gift and will be contacting you shortly about the particulars. For the past 4 decades, you have served willingly as the subject and victim to my many whims, games, and riddles, and so rest assured, unlike my nephew, you will not be put to yet another challenge to prove yourself worthy in this matter. The house is yours without strings or stipulations. I had for a time... Hang on. The lake house in Trinsdale. I don't think there's been any mention of the lake house in Trinsdale. Interesting. Not that I can recall right now. I was thinking of the Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Okay. I had for a time gleefully entertained the notion of employing Anne Babbage as the house manager of your new residence, but I knew the humour of such a prank would be entirely lost on you, to say nothing of her. Until we meet again, my friend Herbert. Any secret kisses? That is, you know what? I know you could interpret this in a number of ways. This is absolutely what I think is going on here. Yep, they loved each other. Or, at least our uncle thought so. What more is to be gained from this room? What is in this box? What is in this box? And also, this is actually a 4x4 grid. Exactly like the patterns that I have been noting down from the not the pump house, I always get them mixed up, the boiler room. But I can't interact with this in any way. But these are the same sorts of grids. Okay. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just environment. Or maybe it's something I can do something about later. What is that? Socks. Socks. A nice little chair. And these bells. But there doesn't seem to be anything I can do with them. And these keys. So 10, I reckon 10 major keys, which I have not even come close to seeing. Why is this line here? Why is this line here? Could this open to reveal a safe? I suspect everything. I suspect everything of being a place where there's a safe. But what on earth? Oh, thank God I was looking around. Miss Ruota. Mrs. Babbage has told me that you... Is this green? It's kind of greenish, isn't it? But it's not really green. Miss Ruota, Mrs. Babbage has told me that you will be overseeing network maintenance over the next few weeks while I will be gone, and I apologize in advance for the extra workload. Miss Ruota. Network maintenance. Network maintenance, like the internet? I believe I will be back in Reddington by the middle of February. But even that... Oh, and this is from Randolph. Randolph is the lab technician, I think. Or the lab, I don't know, scientist or whatever. I believe I will be back in Reddington by the middle of February, but even that is not a certainty. Either way, I do not anticipate there will be any major issues while I am gone, as the difficulties we were having last month with the terminal connections seem to be resolved. I wonder if this problem with the terminal connections that he is mentioning is actually when our grand uncle hid our mother and the two other insurgents in the shelter and cut off access to the shelter. Maybe. If there is an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server key, I have set up the central server key. Does that mean potentially the connection with Synca that we haven't been able to do anything with? I have set you up with a temporary admin key to allow you to access the network administrator controls. The admin key is the first 4 letters of your last name followed by first initial. The first and 5th character should be capitalized. Oh, we really need to find out who she is then. Maybe her name is on one of the library books then. Maybe I already have it written down somewhere. If you have any questions, please let me know in the next few days before my departure, Randolph. Do I have anything on a Miss Ruota? Man, I wonder if it's on... There's a little part of me that's like it seems familiar, but I also kind of feel like I don't really... It's not... The problem is that I never fully looked at the Swimbird and the history of Arindia borrowing histories. It could even be on one of those. But... Oh, hello, Big Soul. Hello, sweetie bum. Hello, Bubba Cakes. But other than that, what about the other books? I don't... Yeah, it's not in the Sightseer's Guide, and it's not in the drafting strategy. So I don't have it there. Well, anyway, maybe what I've got to do is go back through my notes and see if I've found anything about Miss Ruota. But either way, once we find the name, we know how to use it. First 4 letters of your last name, which we have. Oh, sorry, I was saying Miss Ruota. It's Mr. Ruota, right? Mr. Ruota. The first 4 letters of your last name, followed by your first initial. And that the first and the 5th character should be capitalized. So we almost have the whole password. Maybe I have this somewhere. The first 4 letters of your last name, so Uota. Yeah, it's really bugging me. I'm really feeling like maybe I have come across this name somewhere. No, the gardener, like on some of the mail or something. The gardener is Robert Nogula. We've got, Hartley, Randolph, Kimberly, I came across fairly early on. The names of all of the lawyers. Gabe was the one fixing the VAC indicators. Denny Ravan was fired. We know our dad's name, our mum's name. We know most of our family's name. But I don't think I see Ruota anywhere. Yep, all right. I don't think I have it, but I'll check a little bit more thoroughly. Okay. So that's huge. That's huge. That's going to let us access something really important. This could be something really important. But oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. We can't get into the suitcase. We can't get into the drawers. This is a lie. I think this means there are 10 major keys, and we know what all of the bedrooms are. Okay. Well, that was super cool. A cold, empty room devoid of ornamentation and personal effects. This suspiciously humble bedroom belonged to the Baron's personal valet, Hartley. I was thinking Hartley was a last name, honestly, because I thought that that's what you would use for, like, your butler. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Who had unchallenged access to even the most clandestine areas of the estate. Yeah, I bet he did. He probably didn't even sleep in here most nights. Okay. So in that case, we have the admin key. Incredible. So that means this letter is to Hartley. And that makes perfect sense because it's in his trash. I mean, I don't know. It could have been that he found it, right? I don't know. He was spying on people. So, admin key, therefore, is capital H, U-O-T, and then capital A, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first... Oh, sorry, I've got that wrong. The first 4 letters of your last name. So it's capital H... R, which I assume is lowercase, U, O, and then a capital T. The first 4 letters of your last name, Ruot, followed by your first initial, H. Oh, followed by, all right, we'll get there. Capital R, U, O, T, capital H. That is the admin key. God, that took me long enough. All right, let's go. Let's go. This day is over. This day is over, but we got something really important, and we learned something very, very, very important about outside, and also about how the trading post works. So, this has been good. This has been very, very useful, and this is going to serve us in all of our future days. Man, this fountain, that has really blown my mind, and that has really, really changed how I'm thinking about the prospects of draining these things. Incredible. Hello, bird. So we'll call this one a day here. Let's take a look at what kind of a house we got. It's my little house. Small cottage. Yeah, we've had that one before because we've had small days before. Only 13 rooms, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Good stuff. Let's call this day here. All right, we are zooming back in to another day. We're starting day 22 now. So I'm actually coming back to this game. I've it's a different day to when I was recording day 21. Even though it's this same episode. So we're going to start day 22 in this episode. But yay, I'm so happy to be back. We had a short day yesterday, but we learned some incredibly important things. As always, I'm going straight back out, and we're looking at one of the incredibly important things here, the fountain. The fact that the fountain is partially drained. And I have been doing some work offline on my big old notebook. My massive, my tome of notes and theories on this game. And I've thought through a bunch of things. I won't get to all of them. Some of them I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll cross that. Yeah, you get it. We'll cross some bridges when we get to them. So just first off, we're starting our day with a rest path. Here's what I'm really, really, really hoping. I think there's only one more outside room, of at least the ones that are on offer for us to get. I think it's tool shed. I really want to get tool shed. I'll be happy with anything, but I really want to get tool shed so that we can see this new room, and also because we've seen in one of the notes that it offers 2 special items. I'm really curious what they mean by special items. And also, when Denny was laid off, I think Anne Babbage, the house manager, said that his stuff would be left in tool shed. So, oh, yes. Tool shed it is. I was hoping. All right. Oh, so it's little. It certainly does look like the former groundskeeper's tool shed. What more can I say? Shovel. Yeah, I love shovel. I'm a big shovel fan. I love dig spots. All right, let's take a look at what else we got here. Sledgehammer. Very happy with sledgehammer. Yep, those are honestly two tools I love. Just it feels like they're 2 of the major regular tools. They're just super, super handy. It's very likely at some point we'll get a trunk, and it's very likely I'll get some dig spots at some point. So that's fabulous. But just make sure we're thoroughly checking for anything else. Yeah, I can imagine myself picking tool shed quite regularly, to be honest, because it's just a great way to get 2 major items. Is just a great way to start the day. Like, that's just a nice handy room to have. But I can't see anything else apart from this that looks like kind of law related. That I understand anyway. So, washed helper. But why is washed WASH? No, it's not. Sorry, it's not washed. It's just wash helper. The R. All right, it's a large R at the end. Okay, got it. It's a bit difficult to tell sideways. I'm actually tilting my head to the left. I can't see very well what that year is since, I don't know if it matters, but if it's got something like that written on it, I want to know. So maybe I'm just trying to get a few different perspectives on that, and maybe when I'm looking at the recording afterwards, I can more easily zoom into that. All right. Either way, there doesn't seem to be anything that I can interact with. I mean, these are the sorts of boxes that we've seen in lots of rooms, and again, so at least for the time being, there doesn't seem to be anything we can do with them. Cool. All right. Pleased with that. I could be missing something, but then again, I expect I will be drafting Toolshed yet again. So, some of the things I've been madly puzzling through in between days. One is, of course, thinking about the fountain, and I have done some investigative work. So, I feel like I've actually figured out a way for me to effectively use the pump room. I've definitely established for myself, I went back and I looked at the 2 times that I have drafted pump room. So I'm now, I can now see that yes, the fountain does seem to be drained because of me draining it in the pump room. I didn't think, goes without saying probably, I'm sure that you realized, I didn't think that the changes in the pump room would be permanent. And now I am fairly sure. I have a big note in the corner of my pump room note page here. Daily changes are permanent. And I've scribbled underneath permanent a lot because that was an amazing realization for me. I was following what I did in the first time I drafted it and the second time I drafted it, and looking at what levels everything was at and how much I drained and where, and the 2 tanks and everything like that. So I now think, daily changes that I make in the pump room remain there the next time I go back, which gives me hope, because now I feel like I understand how I can drain the fountain and the reservoir, at the very least over time. But I've sat there and thought about pump room and how it operates more. And I'm pretty sure I've also figured out a technique I'm crossing my fingers, hoping is effective for how you can actually move water between tank 1 and tank 2. And I think it's just that you move water back and forth between something like the fountain. So because I've got space in the fountain now, I could, for example, move from tank 2 to fountain and then back into tank 1 because it connects with both of those tanks. So I think that's going to help me immensely. And I have some other, theories for how things might work. I still have no idea how I use the reserve tank. I wonder if it's something to do with the power, the boiler room or something like that. I don't know. All right, let's start off our day. Okay. Well, then let's get a gem under our wing. Let's go across. Let's just do a couple of things. Yeah, I've been thinking, I think I mentioned in the last room, I've mentioned that I'm thinking about the relationship in the reservoir between the cog room and the torch room. I talked about that. I've been thinking, I'll tell you more when we get to it, but I think I have a whole range of possible ways of thinking about the safe combination in the drawing room, because there's two possibilities. One is that I don't have all of the information yet to do the drawing room safe, but the one that has been bugging me is that maybe I do, and I just have to think about it more. So I sat down and did really hard thinking about it. Anyway, we'll probably get the drawing room, so I'll talk about it then, and I'll test out my possible combinations. Yeah, anyway, I've been having a beginning think about what the study safe combination could be, but I don't have much to go on yet. I've actually written out a list of, I'm trying to think, like, who is the Black Queen? I've written out a list of, like, all of the female characters and what I think I know about them, or what numbers or dates might be associated with them. I still tend to think maybe it's Clara, or I'll just say I have a theory that it could be Lady Ashlyn, now that we know about her, because in a sense, if we're seeing Hector and Simon as princes, and I don't 100% know that we are, but if that's what's being implied, then the mother of the princes would be the queen, right? Does that make her the Black Queen? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm right about that Black Queen thing and the D8 meaning date, but it's the best thing I've got so far. So this is useless for me unless I want to chuck out the basement key, which, to be honest, might be something I have to do at some stage. Like, I have thought, like, what if I just really need the coat check for something else? And, you know, like, maybe I just have to sacrifice the basement key before I'm ready to use it and then commit to getting it again at some point. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I've picked it up slightly prematurely if I'm not able to get down into the, like, drain the reservoir. Either way, okay. We could do pantry to get some money. We could do guest bedroom. Let's do pantry. Let's do pantry. Maybe this is a little conventional of me. We get some money and banana. We could circle back around with some keys. I mean, that's all pretty good. But then again, 5 dig spots. I've got the shovel. So, interestingly, this is another thing I've been thinking. I have a section in my notes now which is called West Wing Mystery, because I've come back to what on earth is going on with this West Wing being closed stuff. We've seen references in a couple of places that the West Wing was closed after the ladyship Clara Epson died in 1983. So presumably the West Wing has been closed to everybody for a really long time. I haven't really, like, sat with this thought a lot. And I've been sitting with it. I've been going, what on earth is going on? Like, for such a long time, for 10 years, the West Wing has been closed to everybody except now me. That's what it seems like. Why? Why was the West Wing closed when Clara died? Why did Clara die? What about Simon? You know, there's so many references to Clara and her ladyship throughout this mansion. There are so few references to Simon. That is another thing that's bothering me. Where is all of this talk about Simon? I'm not sure. I have a weird outside theory. I don't actually really believe in this yet. I think I mentioned, what if Simon and Herbert are the same person? You know, like, maybe. It's just, I have a pin in that thought somewhere to the side. I don't really think it yet, but it, you know, maybe that could be the explanation why there's all of these references to Herbert, but not to Simon. I don't know. But I don't really think so yet. But considering this West Wing mystery, why is it closed? Is the West Wing something to do with her death? Is it maybe that I can only find the ladyship's chamber in the West Wing? That's kind of one of my working theories, is that maybe that's the case. But I have come across other rooms that are associated with her that are not in the West Wing, like her walk-in closet and the boudoir, boudoir is everywhere. So I'm wondering if, maybe her chamber can only be found in the West Wing. And also, this spot that I'm about to create on here in the West Wing on rank 2, that on the soil chart, that is the barren spot. And it's also the spot that is associated with the E letter in our message, but also with the picture of the plan that has the E in that spot. That seems very suspicious to me. So I'm really wondering about this spot right in front of me here, and why the soil is barren, or why it's marked on a picture of the blueprints like that. What's going on with it, and how can I do something with it? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about, like, is there a way for me to go down there? Or, like, actually, here's a thought. Right here, bedroom. Bedroom has a hand pointing down. What if I put bedroom in this spot where the hand is pointing down towards the barren soil? Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. Hey? Oh, dice, thank you. Oh, nice. I appreciate it, hand. Now tell me the rest of your mysteries. What's going on down there? What's going on down there? I don't know. But we also know now that this is the Lady Ashlyn. This is Herbert and Simon's mother. This is not the Lady Clara Epson. I don't know what to think about her yet, but she's got the Rogue Moon necklace. What's going on? I'd like to come back to this picture. I know I've already looked at this picture with the magnifying glass. I'd like to come back to it with the magnifying glass just to think about it again, just to double check. It does have that weird spot over the side. Here we go. See, this is where we are. Barren soil is down there. Hand is pointing down. I mean, this room might be nothing to do with it whatsoever, but I just thought, let's see, let's see. Oop. That was my timer going off for no real reason. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what to do about that. I just thought, let's draft it and see. Oh, for a second there, that drawer looked like it was a bit open. All right, let's head up. Let's head up. I'd really, 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 really like to get the ladyship's chamber, but I have not seen it. So I'm very interested, I suppose, just with a working theory, to see if we can keep going up the West Wing. Hallway will get me some good... It'll get me a lock trunk, which I can open, and it'll have some good exits. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That trunk is very, very attractive right now. Yeah, smash. That's a really satisfying smash. All right, money and die. All right, so that's great. That's great. More redraw possibilities makes me happy. By the way, I've got to keep remembering to look at the room descriptions, because they're sometimes really important. Like in the last episode, oh my God. The last episode, it helped me figure out that Hartley's name is Ruota, and now we know the admin key. So that's another big, big thing for this day, is for me to, I have to assume that this key, this admin key, is something that I input in one of the terminals. So let's see. All right, a simple shed with a variety of tools used by the groundskeepers in the course of their duties. Okay, that is pretty simple. Okay. But we read it, that's the important thing, just in case. All right. Well, Chapel would let me get back to the West Wing. Yeah. I do really want to keep going up the West Wing. I'm so curious about the West Wing. Of course, the other thing I'm very, very keen on in the West Wing is getting the greenhouse. And I don't know if I've had the greenhouse or her ladyship's chamber as possibilities. And I don't know if there's a condition on having them come up as a possibility. So, yeah, what can we do but try? Or find some more stuff out. Oh, study! Oh, I've hardly had study. Well... Alright, well, yeah, we've got more ways to get back to the West Wing, so let's put it here, because study is an area of interest. There's still much to figure out here. Right, oh, money, thank you. I'm getting pretty cashed up already. D8, it means date. That's the Black Queen. I don't know how to take this further. But I'm working on it. The thing is, and I hope all of you either already intuitively know this, or, at least believe me when I say this. I mean, I can't know, how deep and how complex and how difficult a lot of the puzzles in this game are going to be. And I might not solve all of them in this playthrough. But I promise you that I am so committed to this game. The amount of work that I put into like my notebook here, my tome of puzzling, my theorizing, I am going to do everything I can to come back to puzzles that are stumping me and try to rethink them, try to come at them from another perspective, try to learn more, try to bring in new knowledge, try to make new connections. Like I'm gonna give it my all, guys, I promise. I'm making a lot of notes on my phone between episodes. More and more, really, more and more. And just like rechecking things every now and again. So, yeah, anyway, look, this is good because I can have, maybe if I come up with a theory for this safe, I can come back to it. But I don't have anything, like if Black Queen somehow refers to Mary, we have lots of little bits of dates, associated with Mary, but maybe the date that she went missing, which is February. I don't even think I have a firm date for it, but what I have is it's February 22-ish. So what if we just do 0222? No. It was also 87. So what if I do 0287? Or maybe it needs 8702. Or maybe it needs 1987. No, I didn't think so, but let's have a go. It's worth it. It's worth a go. All right, I'm happy to have the study here, just to have it. We haven't had it very much, and I might come back here and puzzle over some more things at some stage. I find this whole desk very interesting, and I've been thinking, whose study is this? Who's been doing the work in this study? Is it whoever is the Black Queen? Is that what the reference is? Is this where our mother wrote things? Is this Herbert's study because this is somebody working out the puzzles here? I suppose it seems like Herbert's study, if nothing else. Very interesting. All right, let's try and go north from here. It's another chance for courtyard, but it's not on the west wing, so we wouldn't get like the potential benefit of the dig spot richness. And study is the only spot that has rich soil on the west wing anyway. So yeah, there's no chance for that here at all. Well, I have the ability to redraw with a gem use, but I really don't want to use I don't want to waste my gems again. But I think let's do courtyard here. Let's just do courtyard here. Let's see what we get. Oh, it gives us a trunk as well. I was just going to say, because we've got the sledgehammer and we've got the shovel, I wonder if it's... Oh, that's nice. I'm always happy with compass. And this is our third time. This is our third time getting treasure map, and I think that's where we had it the last time, the X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, rank 5. And I think we made it to a room where the X was, and I just didn't know what to do with it. Maybe I can figure it out this time. Either way, I'm going to have to leave this episode here, so we're going to come back. You guys can come back and join me in the next episode for the rest of day 22, and we'll see what the rest of this day holds. But yeah, thank you so much as always for joining, and if you are at all inclined, if you've been enjoying, giving the video a like would be really appreciated. Giving the channel a subscribe would be really appreciated, and also help you to check out other things I do on the channel and stay stay following along with this series. And yeah, other than that, I really appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening or whatever it is. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.